I'm always working out.
Are you?
It's just working out with the world class, the champ. Best striker in the world is just an honor for me. I like to work. I do different disciplines of martial art, but working out with the best in their field is just a great learning experience for me.
How does it feel to be in Vegas again?
And Vegas is fun. Last time I've been there, I think is a year ago. I was for the Billboard Award. I came here for recreation, for fun. And Vegas always been like a second home for me. So it felt great to be back, and I was anxious to come back.
How has your mind been able to kind of relax and recoup, with the time off and whatnot? And how have you changed? Because I know you were pent up from everything.
Now, the thing is, now I'm training for fun, like it used to be when I was younger. And the difference when you train for fun or train for performance, one of the reasons why I stopped, also most people wonder, it's also the steroid scandal and stuff. But one of the main reasons is I used to do it for so long, with so much pressure, so much criticism, for so long, so I lost fun doing it. The fun become a business, the business becomes stressful. And now that I'm off, I'm finding fun and pleasure to train again. I train for pleasure, not for performance. And it makes me improve even more, So because why people always wonder why youngsters improve better than older veterans. The reason is they're younger, but it's not only because they're younger. The reason is because they train for fun. They try new things in training. When you're a veteran, you have tried pretty much everything. You don't want to do it again. It's like it's become a kind of a routine thing. Now I'm finding pleasure of doing it again, and I help my training partner and to get ready for their fight, and I found that I improved way more than if I would have stayed training for performance. Then now I'm training for fun, which is cool. I try new things. I had the opportunity to train with the best striker in the world. Today, just by looking at him with his coach, I learned so much stuff. It's just a different level of striking here.
Hey George, Robin LeBlanc, Las Vegas Newsball. Great to see you again. What was your early inspirations and heroes? That's number one. And number two, what kind of things do you listen to on your iPad?
Inspiration in fighting, the one that inspired me was Royce Gracie. Royce Gracie was the reason why I started mixed martial art. Growing up at school, I got bullied a lot when I was in school. So I was always smaller and younger than the other guys that used to take on me. And seeing a guy like Royce Gracie, who used to weigh 170 pounds, take on giants, because back in the day he didn't have any weight class, take on giants, very intimidating people, it made me feel like it was me fighting the bully at school. So I see myself I see it as an inspiration to me as a teenager, and that's why I like Royce so much. What he did for the sport, it would never be done ever again. He's the greatest of all time for time, and everybody should respect that,
Did you follow the UFC?
I'm sorry?
Did you follow the UFC? Did you watch the fights?
I used to watch it when I was like 14, 15 years old when I saw the first UFC. A friend of mine, I was at a friend of mine swimming and for a barbecue. I was a teenager back then. And I remember he rented this video tape. It used to be VCR. And it was like UFC. We didn't know what it was. And right away I got the itch for it. Like I got a hook on it right away. And I remember when I first saw the first tape of UFC, I was with a bunch of friends. And I told them I was only a karate guy back then. I didn't know any ground fighting. And my karate teacher, Jazai, and I told them, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to be champion in UFC. And everybody started laughing at me. Everybody used to laugh at me. As I'm going to be champion in UFC. Everybody laughed at me and said, you're never going to even be a professional, you're just a nice guy. Then I became a professional. Then I said, next I'm going to be in UFC. Everybody laughed at me. You can be professional, but you never be in UFC. Then boom, I get into UFC. Then the UFC says, I want to be champion in UFC. Everybody was like, no, Matthew's going to stay there forever. He's way too strong for you. Then I beat Matthews, and then the things go like this. So you always try to raise the bar all the time.
But do you still miss being inside the octagon? Do you still watch the fights today?
I don't watch every fight. I didn't watch the last fight. The last fight I watched was my training partner and good friend Rory McDonald. I watched that fight because it interested me. That's what I do for a living for so many years. So when I have some time off during the weekend, I like to do something else. I watch some of the person that sometimes I like to watch a fight. Like every fighter have their specialty that I really enjoy doing. Rory is very elusive. Robbie Lawler is hit very hard. Ronda Rousey have great arm bars. I like her setup for arm bars. She's just great at what she does. John Jones, Jose Aldo, McGregor. I like to watch them all for what they are good at, but sometimes I like to do something else also.
Who's our favorite fighter to watch?
Good question. One of my favorite fighters to watch used to be Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz, I liked it because he was very charismatic. As much I'm trying to be a good role model and a nice guy, but my favorite fighters are always the bad guys. I like the villains. It's like Star Wars. I like the Sith Lord better than the Jedi. Like they're way more charismatic, and I like Tito Ortiz because Tito Ortiz should be like, I think he should be a legend in the sport. He's one of the greatest. What he did for the sport, he bring the sport, like he bring awareness to the sport. Because everybody used to watch Tito Ortiz and everybody used to hate him back where I was. Everybody hated him because he's a very arrogant guy. At the end he used to dig a grave. But I used to like Tito Ortiz, and I remember Tito Ortiz had a bad boy image. But I remember one time I met him. The first time I met him, I could barely speak English. And Tito Ortiz, I was in Mandalay Bay. I probably don't remember. I see him in an elevator, and he came out of the after party and he gave me a bottle of vodka because I won the fight that night. And for me, seeing Tito Ortiz back in the day was like one of my idols. So and he was just a very nice guy with me. He didn't have to do this, and he got a, I really liked him for this. He always been nice to his fan and to the people that like him, but rough to his opponent.
Have you ever thought about being a bad guy?
I just try to be authentic. Tito Ortiz he's a nice guy. Tito Ortiz, if you talk to him, he's a very nice guy. He's just, some guys when they fight each other, when they fight another guy, they need to put into emotion in a way to drive themselves, to give themselves the extra energy to fight. I don't work like this emotionally. I don't need to hate my opponent. Some guy I dislike more than other, some I like more. But I try to not get attached to them. I don't need to be disrespectful or saying anything bad. But some guys, that's what they do. They do need to do that. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. If you would meet, for example, some of the guy like Conor McGregor, he's a very nice guy, very nicest guy in the world. If you meet him, Tito Ortiz, same thing. Charles Sonnen, same thing, nicest guy in the world. But his character, when he fights someone, he like to put some to promote the fight. He like to put some intensity, some like how do you say in English some animosity. Animosity. Yes, exactly. That's good. If everybody would be like me, it would be a very boring sport. So, hi, very nice. I'm finding a very good fighter. Well, come on, it would be the worst, the most boring sport in the world. You can't be all. If it would be, everybody would be bad. It would be bad either. You need to have some good, bad, different personality. That's what that make people charismatic.
If you return to UFC competition, you've been with Hayabusa for a long time. That would be the first time under the new Reebok deal. Do you think there would be new challenges in keeping your sponsors incorporated with your brand?
Finally, someone tell a good question. Nobody have I'm saying it's a good question, but nobody has ever thought about it. It's one of the issues too. But there's an issues that I'm not gonna deal with it personally. I'm with Under Armour, for clothing. I'm with Hayabusa for the equipment, and it's a management battle. It's not my battle. So see what's gonna happen with that, if ever happen. But that's you see clearly. It's fun.
You recently did the kickboxer, right? Go ahead. You have a follow-up?
Yeah, just real quick.
It's one of the issues too.
Have you hypothetically thought about that though? Like how creative ways how you would?
No, of course. It's not my, like I said, it's not my fight. It's my management fight for this. It's a contractual thing, and I'm not qualified to answer your question. I can answer you in an emotion way, but it's not the way to do it. It's my management that are qualified to answer you that thing. And my contract is different of some of the fighters' contract. I have a very good team of management. If I am where I am right now and I'm wealthy and happy, it's because of them. A big part of them is I surround myself with very smart people, a very good team, a very solid and professional team. And I thank them for that. So I let them do their business. I don't try to get involved into their thing. I just trust them 100%, and I do what they tell me to do.
Do you like the idea?
I don't want to talk about this. Hey, George. Just saying it's a big issue. I'm not saying name. I'm not saying name. And I don't judge people why they do it. Some guys, they have a family to feed, and it's not the individual the problem. If you accuse one individual, it's not going to change anything because another one will come. You need to change the system, and that's why I'm very happy now. The UFC changed the system, and we'll see what's going to happen in the next few months. But if it really does happen as they say it's happening, and they put these guys in public and on justice, thumbs up to them.
Thank
Hey
you, guys.
George,
Thank you.
pertaining to goals, what, at 5, 10, 15 years from now, what are some things that you still would like to accomplish?
Happily married with many kids. Hopefully.